Hi, this is Mr. Cordes, and today I'm going to go over and review the Harrison Bergeron timed writing prompt. We have studied Harrison Bergeron in a couple different ways, looking at his character, reviewing with a quiz, finding textual evidence to help us understand characterization. Now it's time for us to articulate our thoughts in writing form. You'll be doing this later. You'll be writing later this afternoon, excuse me. However, I wanted to just pull apart the prompt so that your brains can start thinking and processing about what it is that you have to write about. Please stop this video at any moment if you need to take notes. This prompt, I would suggest right now grabbing a piece of paper and writing it out, or opening up a document and typing, so that you can kind of get some of these ideas as we go through, okay? For the Harrison Bergeron prompt, let me make myself a little bit smaller so you can see here. The Harrison Bergeron prompt, there's a lot that goes on in that short story. There's the science fiction, there's the government, there's Harrison Bergeron's rebellion and what that looks like. So what we want to do is understand his character. And the great thing is that you'll be able to use your characterization chart when you do your writing. So the first part of the question, actually, let me read the whole thing for you first. It says, what do you think Harrison's rebellion reveals about his character and his values? How does that rebellion affect those around him? Support your thesis with textual evidence and commentary sentences. Use your character chart and any notes from this writing task, okay? Looking at the very first question, what do you think Harrison's rebellion reveals about his character and values? Okay. What do we think reveals? I'm going to kind of just go down here. When you get your document, you'll have a chance to delete these lines. And I'm just going to make some notes for us. When we say reveals, what do we think that could infer? Reveal means to show something, right? To uncover. So what was his rebellion? Now, if you remember, he was rebelling against the government. Everyone had handicaps on them to keep them all the same. And so from that, he was rebelling against the government. So he was trying to show something. He was trying to uncover something. He was trying to express himself uniquely. Nope, that's not right. Ooh. There we go. Wow, my brain just like paused. Does everyone else have those moments where you just sit there and you're like, I've said this word and spelled this word 1,000 times and it doesn't come up, and so you kind of have to just like work it out? Holy cow. Unique. To express himself uniquely, okay? So that was one of the components, is that he didn't want to be held down by his handicaps. So what do you think Harrison's rebellion reveals about his character? What does this show about his true self? Right? What does this show us about who he is? What does he really care about? What are his values? Right? If he wants to express himself uniquely, that means he wants to celebrate differences. He wants to be able to be unique, be different. He thinks that there is beauty in seeing the diversity of everything. Ooh, that's a good word. I like that word. I'm going to use that word right there. What I'm just doing, guys, right now is I'm just kind of pulling apart this prompt. I'm just dissecting this prompt and pulling it apart. If you see something or can think of something that I don't mention, mark it down as well. Because when it comes time to do your writing, you'll have these notes in front of you, as well as your character chart and your story. You can, at any time, let me go back over here. This is our story. You guys have this. We have already marked up textual evidence that coincides with his characters, or his character traits, excuse me. And so you will be able to use that on your writing as well. So we need to see here's another question that you may want to stop and answer. What are Harrison's fix this real quick. Harrison's are Harrison's core values. Essentially, what does he believe in? Right? What does he believe in? He came in and he grabbed that ballerina, and I think he asked a question. Can you remember what that question was? That question actually infers a lot about who he is as a person, because he doesn't want to be alone. He doesn't want everyone to stay the same. He finds beauty in the diversity of everyone. Okay. So now from this, how does that rebellion affect those around him? So what is the impact? What is the impact of his actions in the story? You remember he goes in, and you guys can probably find this to look. He breaks into the auditorium. He disrupts the dancers. He begins to pull off his handicaps, so exposing himself to just his normalcy, right? His beautiful, differentiated normalcy. And how does that impact everyone else? Some people were frightened because it was against the government. Some people were excited because they too did not want to be held down or restricted by the government. Some of them were fled and left in terror. So what were the impact of his actions? And obviously, what happened to him at the end? Right? Is Harrison's ending, which you guys know did not the ending of the story with his parents sitting there and going, oh, okay, all right, and going off to bed. But Harrison's, what was the last thing for Harrison? Is Harrison's ending? Let's use kind of something that's used in our prop reveals. Is Harrison's ending revealing his true feelings or responses to the government? That's a legitimate question. Okay. So now, when you begin to go through your writing, you want to make sure that you're answering these questions. What do you think Harrison's rebellion reveals about his character and his core values? What does he really care about? What does he believe in? I'm going to add that right up here. What does he care about? What does he care about? Okay. How does that rebellion, how does that fight against the government affect those around him? How does that impact others? So you've probably seen it at school before, where one person acts out and is rebellious against a teacher, a campus supervisor, against a principal or an assistant principal. And then you notice the people around them begin to kind of just, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's happening, right? So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you are identifying what are his core values, okay? How does that impact others? What is that bigger message that he's trying to state, okay? Now, from that, you want to support your thesis. If you guys remember, a thesis is the point you are trying, I like to use the word prove, the point you are trying to prove in your writing. I always use the sentence starter. The point I'm trying to prove is Harrison's rebellion shows, and then I'm able to explain myself based upon what I found in my characterization chart and our discussions and everything else. Okay? So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be up later. Take some time right now to make sure that you understand the prompt and you understand the answers for these questions. If you came up with something else, awesome job. That right there, remember, you will need textual evidence and your commentary is where you are explaining what's actually happening. Okay? Thanks to you guys so much for watching. I'll answer your questions when we have our live session, but this right here is going to help you do your timed writing today. Talk to you guys later. Bye.